So this is the averages and sums task. Again, you've got some tabs along the bottom, so you've got 5 tasks altogether, and they're practicing a range of functions. So these are real life examples. So it's practicing what you know in Excel and applying it to kind of more real life situations. So the first one we've got, we're looking at a house budget here. So we've got the amount of wages that somebody earns, how much they earn in overtime, and then what their outgoings would be, and we're going to work out how much they've got left at the end of the week. So to find out their total income, we're going to add these together. That's how much they earn in a week. Quite nice, isn't it? And then their outgoings, so how much they spend on rent, food, drink and bills, utilities, is here. So we need to find out how much they spend. That's another sum. And then the remainder is how much they've got left. So they start with this, they spend that, and then how much have they got left. So all we're doing is a simple takeaway, subtraction. So what they earn minus that, and that's how much they've got left. Okay, I'm going to come back to this one. This is a bit more complicated, and go on to the third tab. So again, very simple here. It's just one function. We want to find out the average cost for broadband from these range of suppliers. So we're just going to do a really simple average function. Equals average, click and drag, close your bracket, enter. Okay, and there we go. You can use your auto sum function here. So if you drop it down using the little arrow, you've got an average there, and it will automatically pick the cell range for you, and then you press enter. Supermarkets, again, we want to find the average cost, this time going across the row. So we want to find the average cost of apples using these costs here. So again, you can use your auto sum, average, and automatically it's looked left for you. Enter, and then you could repeat that over and over again, but the quickest way now is to just click and drag that down and just have a check. B5 to E5, B7 to E7. Make sure that the references are correct, and that's it. So you only have to put one formula in there and then copy down. Fuel prices. What we're looking here is to find out how much the average cost of unleaded is and the average cost of diesel in the UK, and then we're going to convert it to euros here. So let's start with this bit here. So this is an average, so I can just go to average here. So the average cost there. I can do an average cost there as well. Now what happened there, if you look, so the average here is B4 to B13, which is correct. If I click up there, it will show me the range. Here, it's just gone left. It's looked left, so it's looking for the average of this. That's no good to me. I need the average of this column here, so I'm going to get rid of that. So when you use auto sum, this is the thing that you need to check. It's not just a quick click a button and everything works. You've got to check it as well. So if we go to average here, you see it's looked left. Now while this B14 is highlighted, I can just click and drag somewhere else. So I can change that cell range. Now I've got the correct range. I can press enter. Okay, so over here we're going to convert the UK price into European prices. So all we do here is we multiply this each time by the exchange rate up here. So we do equals that times that. And the same with the diesel column. So this time equals that times that. And that's what you do each time, okay? So equals that times that. Now, what you could normally do, if I just do 2 here, is you can copy down. So we can see that we're repeating the same thing over and over again. So normally what we do is we would click that and copy down. Now you can see immediately we've got some errors coming in here. We've got 0, we've got a value, it just doesn't understand what we're trying to do, and these I would suspect aren't correct. If we've got a couple of errors creeping in, there'll be more errors. So if I look and see what's going on, so this one, B4 times C1, that's correct. Okay. This one, if I click up here, is B5 times C2. So what's happened when I copy down is the numbers increase in 1 each time. So B4 to C1, B5 to C2, B6 to C3, B7 to C4, and so on. So the number is increasing by 1 each time. But actually, I don't want this one to change. This one I do. I want it to go B4, B5, B6, B7, because each time the price changes, I want to be using a number in a different sum. But I don't want this one to change. It's always going to be multiplied by C1. So this is where we use absolute cell referencing. And this is where you see, you've seen them before, where you get dollar signs in formulae. So what I do is I put a dollar sign around the number or the letter I want to keep. So in this case, I want it to be $C. I want to keep the C the same. $1. So that's saying when I copy down, yep, change it from B4 to B5 to B6 to B7, but this time I want to keep the C the same and I want to keep the 1 the same. If I go there now and copy down, now my prices all look the same, all look correct, and if I look at here, it says B5 to C1, B6 to C1, B7 to C1. So each time it's keeping this reference the same and allowing this one to change. Okay, so that's called absolute cell referencing. We're fixing a cell reference. So the same would happen here. So before I copy down, I want it to be the C4 column, which is fine. I want to keep that moving, but I want the C1 to be the same. So I'm going to put my dollars in there. So dollar there, keep the C the same. Dollar there, keep the 1 the same. And then I can copy down. And now my prices are all correct. Okay, and then here is an average, just to continue with my bottom line. So that one's correct cell range. And what I can do here is use my auto sum again, or drag my formula across. Click up here, check the cell range. Yep, that's all fine. Okay, I'm going to do the final task as a separate video because this one's a little bit more complicated.